Hello, everybody.
Hey guys, welcome to another Wednesday.
Wednesday. So, sorry I missed you guys last week. I had a horrible migraine, but the conversation with Tim and Tom Conwell went awesome. And super intrigued even more about the cryptids. Thank you, Lauren. Tonight, you guys, we have Johnny frickin' Hauser.
Johnny. Here's Johnny.
And we're super excited. So just really quick before we bring him on, we already know he's waiting. This Friday, me, Jeff Atkins, and Todd Bonner will be at Old Licking County Jail doing the flashlight tours. So we look forward to meeting. I know Jeff Bent's going to be there.
Ooh, Uncle Jeff.
Kathleen Wilson. I mean, so many people I love on here and don't even know in real life, but get to meet. So it'll be really cool. Terry Long will be there. It's going to be a great time. And then Psychic Sunday will be back on this week at 7 o'clock. So took a little break for the holiday. Hope everyone had a great Memorial Day weekend. So we're just waiting for Johnny to pop up. We're going to invite him.
He's got to be watching.
He's not watching yet, guys, so we gotta wait a minute. Have your questions ready, guys, because
I hope he's watching the right page, because he did message us this morning on the DPX page.
no, he is, because I just talked to him. Hey, Heather. Hey, Todd.
What up, Tom?
Rhonda. Where's Johnny?
Who's ready for Johnny frickin' Hauser?
Guys, I'm not even gonna lie, I was just watching his episode of when he was on Paranormal Lockdown, because it's one of my faves.
Where is he?
Hold up.
Johnny. Everybody always puts
Lauren's
the
eating
emojis at the emojis. In
Lauren's
my
eating
face.
your guys' smileys. Hi, Tanya. It does that to me, too.
And I don't even get DPX radio on my phone. So sorry if I missed all of Stephanie's
All of
questions.
my comments and questions last week. There he is. Here's Johnny. Guys, I'm feeling silly, so. Feeling like another Lee Kirkland kind of night.
Right.
We're shaking. Sorry. If my dog's barking. There he is.
Hey.
Over there. Look at those shapes.
Sorry, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good deal. I had to find my earphones. So here I am.
No worries. Here's Johnny, everyone. It's so easy just to keep saying that, so sorry if we become completely annoying.
Hey, do it all you want. I'm good with it.
Well, thanks for being on with us. Welcome to DPX Radio.
Speaking of the Here's Johnny, let me show you my one of my latest tattoos. See if we can see it here.
Nice.
That is so freaking cool. Love it. I just got a tattoo myself, but I can't. I'd have to. It's just not going to work out right now. So.
Gotcha.
So is this your first live feed video?
Well, he does his own live, right?
Yeah, this is my first, being up in the little box in the top right-hand corner. This is a first for me, for sure.
We're honored.
We love being everyone's first.
Perfect.
Lauren had to take it there.
I know.
So I've started doing this to everyone because I think, we see you the normal way we all view you is usually in the paranormal setting, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what are a couple of things about Johnny Hauser that people may not know? And I'll give you an example. Like Lee Kirkland admitted his love for karaoke. And he rapped.
For us. I said baby, right?
Yeah.
I've done some karaoke with Mr. Kirkland, and I don't even remember where we were. It was Ohio, I believe, doing a Nick Groff event at the Ohio State Reformatory. And we go to this karaoke bar, and like this amazing voice comes over the PA, and I'm like, no way that is Lee. Like, I never thought it was in him. And Jennifer, his wife, said, well, you should hear him do Elvis. So I'm wanting to hear that one of these days. And he can rap.
Oh, he
Yeah.
rapped on the live with us.
Yeah.
I said you either have to do the Sasquatch call or give us some of your karaoke skills, and he chose karaoke.
I gotcha.
He's actually-
He's really good.
Yeah, he's a great singer for sure. He's just an all-around cool guy.
Okay, so we know you like tattoos. What else? Coffee?
Coffee. Now, see, I only really drink coffee when I'm going to do these like radio deals, just so I'm like completely wired and I just ramble on and on about absolutely nothing. Otherwise, it's just kind of like, hey guys, very mellow. But before I really was known for the paranormal, I was a musician for 10 or so years, traveling, touring musician with actually a country singer out of Nashville, which most people think is odd, which I'm into metal, rock, rap, everything. If it's good, it's good. But I did that and toured all over, recorded an album out in Hollywood with the Shooter Jennings guys, which is Waylon's son. So big shout out to Way Jennings, Shooter Jennings, Terry Jennings, the whole Jennings family.
That is so cool.
Just, I don't know. Throughout my life, like as far as I can remember, I was drawn to the paranormal, and I've tried to run from the paranormal as much as I can. And then it just always keeps bringing me right back. So now I'm just like, here I am. What am I supposed to be doing?
Yeah. I'm going to assume you're related to Brandon Hauser, but he just challenged you to do karaoke already.
Oh, jeez.
You drink a lot of coffee, because by the end of this,
I hope you have a little
I'm gonna get
whiskey in it.
Yeah. That's usually involved, one and the other.
And Beth Longmore says, ramble on, please. They love your stories.
Oh, man. Well, I'm glad somebody does. Because, Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, how did you get into the paranormal?
It goes back to, I think, when I was an infant. My mom was doing laundry on the second floor of a 2-story like country home, and evidently she had the windows open, the breeze is coming in, she's putting stuff away. Supposedly, according to Mom and Dad, I crawled out of the second-story window as a baby and fell 2 stories down to the ground. Mom runs out, she's panicked, like any mother would be, goes out, says I don't even have a scratch on me. They didn't even take me to the doctor. And she said, that day you had angels following you. From there, I lived in a series of pretty much every one of the houses I've ever lived in has been haunted. My first job was filling in graves at a cemetery when I was 16. It's just, and I've gone back to a lot of those houses and knocked on the door and said, hey, yeah, I used to live here. Like, do you have anything? And that is the most awkward conversation ever. And every one of these people said, no, we don't have, peaceful house. We love it here. So that's when I got to thinking, is it not so much haunted houses or haunted people? And I think that I've just been drawn to the paranormal for whatever reason. Doing the last few episodes of the Velisca Johnny Hauser verse season, people in Malvern were getting my name through the ghost box. And so I ended up going to Malvern for season 2. In between filming, they got overnights going. They're getting my name there. We did an event at Ashmore Estates with Nick and Elizabeth. Elizabeth is on the second floor of Ashmore Estates, and she's getting my name. Yeah, so I don't know. I have no idea what it all means. It's kind of creepy.
I mean, it does happen a lot. I mean, our our co-founders, our geo box is made out of, the casing is made out of wood from a really haunted location here in the greater Detroit area. And almost everywhere we go, some of the first things it'll say is Jeff and Todd. It's so I understand where you're coming from on that, and I can't explain it, but they get to know you.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to ask you if you attribute your experiences all to possibly being sensitive to an extent in general. Like,
I'm starting to kind of believe that more and more. And that was one of the things, you know, there's a lot of things throughout my paranormal journey that I just knew and ended up being true.
mm-hmm.
I'll probably never call myself psychic or anything, you know, just, I don't know. But I think that we all have those abilities. Just like you walk into a room, somebody had a fight, you can tell, you know, you feel that. I think it's the same sense. And I think the more that we're in these places, the more our senses are keenly developed.
Definitely. You become more attuned with the different energies and start recognizing what certain ones feel like. And then it's almost, you know, it'll remind you of other instances where that's happened. They want me to say snooker head. Lee Kirkland, make Johnny do karaoke.
Take your shirt off.
He said take his shirt off.
So yeah, I'm in Malvern. I think it's episode 2 or something like that, and I was called a snookerhead by a ghost. So I'm not sure what a snookerhead is yet, but we're gonna make it a hashtag.
Right now, you have your own show on Biddy Space, Haunted Space, Johnny Hauser versus.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about that a little bit?
Sorry, I'm trying to get them to be quiet.
I'm surprised my dogs aren't barking yet. Biddy Space, Haunted Space. Well, Biddy Space is a company started by Nick Groff and Elizabeth Saint. Basically, it's a whole lot of streaming content, and a lot of it's live content. The Haunted Space, of course, is primarily paranormal. A lot of great documentaries, original series, stuff of that nature. And when I got the phone call from Nick, it was quite a few months ago. He explained it to me. I trust Nick. I went with it. It's pretty cool. I do now 2 hours live. All what you see is what you get. And I wanted people to see the reality of ghost hunting. And my big fear was, 1 hour, 2 hours live. Like, what's the chances of anything happening? And so far, I mean, it's just been unreal. Like, when I go to investigating anymore, it'll probably only be a few hours because the stuff I'm getting at these places is unbelievable. Like, and I would sit in haunted locations 8-9 hours with nothing, and it's almost like they know what's happening and they want to perform for. And I love, no script. It's just me. And I told Nick, what I want to do is, and we all three talked and had meetings. Let's put me in one location for an entire season. One night at a place, who knows, it could be an off night. And I'm not going in to prove that ghosts exist. Nobody's ever going to do that unless you have Abe Lincoln's ghost in a Harvard lab for 10 years answering questions, I want to look for data points, like what makes this stuff work? What do they respond to? Is it certain days, certain times? Just a ton of different questions. And I want to do this completely alone. I told him, just let me take the camera. I'm going to Survivor Man style it. Just me with the camera in a haunted location, completely alone for an entire season. So it's fun. And, I can remember years ago going to paranormal panels at different conventions, and everybody would say, "Oh, you never, ever, ever investigate alone. Never do it." That's all I did, because growing up in a tiny town in Iowa, I'm the only weirdo, you know. And I had no idea anybody investigated in teams until TAPS was on Sci-Fi, and I was like, wow, other people do this, and they have like matching shirts and stuff. Like, I had no idea about it. So I'd spent my entire life investigating alone, and I don't know, I'm relatively normal, so to speak, I guess.
We're all weird, and we just all need to own it, I say. So can we dig a little bit on the show? So season 1, you did Villisca Axe Murder House.
Mhm.
Now, I think it's funny because I thought you owned it, like a lot of other people do, but you actually live next door. Is that right?
Correct. Martha Lynn, well, Darwin Lynn bought it in 1994. The town was going to bulldoze it, and he owned the town museum, and he's like, gosh, you know, it's horrible, but it's our history. So he buys it to go to the museum. Pretty soon people want to stay the night, and he's like, why? They go, paranormal investigating. He goes, what in the world's a paranormal? You know, it wasn't a thought for him. I came here 12, 13 years ago and got a job there. So I'm a tour guide, historian, do a lot of the overnights, and live right next to it. I don't own it at all. And I was hesitant about doing the Axe Murder House at first, just because it's like Kurt Cobain with Smells Like Teen Spirit. Like, I have a lot of other songs I want to play. You know, this is the one I'm known for, but I'm really tired of playing this song.
Right.
But the more I thought about it and talked to Nick and Elizabeth about it, I thought, you know, like I feel like I have a lot of unanswered questions still. And I feel like I need to just do this and then close this chapter and then open the next.
Now, did you get a lot of your questions answered?
Like,
you know who killed the Moore family?
Yeah, none of that was answered at all, but other questions were answered. Questions of that seem like they're on a broader scale. That actually, it feels like it's leading me to Malvern. Like, I feel like what's in that house could care less about who did the crime, and all that's over. You know, that person's gone. Honestly feel like what's haunting the Axe Murder House is the Axe Murder House itself. And I think that we created a big portion of that. You know, you hear the story of the woman in the white dress at the hotel that you see going down the staircase because she committed suicide on her way. Like, you can finish the story. Never happened anywhere, but people see it. Can we imprint things on locations?
I think we can.
And I think a lot of the Axe Murder House is brought from other people. I think there's a whole mix of spirits there that have nothing to do with it. And I think the house itself it's like Rose Red, you know, that Stephen King novel where the house is its own entity. But I think that those questions that I was focused on were answered in the fact of it doesn't matter anymore. You know, there's a bigger story to be told, and I think that's to like love your family. You know, why are we killing each other? Why do we all hate each other? It's no wonder aliens don't visit us. It's like Planet of the Apes down here. We're all like just killing and hating, and you know, it just.
Yes.
I think the spirit world is looking at us like, what is wrong with you people?
Yeah.
Like, you have life. You're alive.
They are.
You know?
I love that you say that, because we do, and I'm saying this in a generalized way, we take a lot for granted. And the fact that that's what you took away from spending that time there, I love that. I think that's the most unique thing I've heard so far, and all the people we've interviewed are all the people I talked to, and you guys learn from spirit.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if we go into these haunted places just looking for a footstep or a door to shut, whoopee. I mean, what are
Right.
we proving there? We could have
Right.
a door slamming and me flying against a wall on video. Somebody's gonna, oh, they see, you know, computer graphic that they put it in After Effects, and you know, I think we need to just start looking at bigger questions than what's your favorite color, you know. But I think all those little
You're dead.
questions are also ways of making a ghost feel comfortable, I guess. Well, one of the last episodes I did at Malvern last week, you know, I'm at one end of the hallway, there's footsteps and a door, like slam at the other end. I go to that end, it repeats at the other end. It's like cat and mouse all the way. And I'm like, you're a ghost. You have the ability to change mankind's view on life and death, and all you're doing are these little knocks. Like, I just don't get it. But I think that there's something, I don't know. I think that,
I know you're going with this. It's going to get really philosophical, but I get it. I do. I see the connection that you're making there. And I want to kind of go into it a little bit. And you're saying, can we imprint things in locations? I think we absolutely can. I think it's believing in anything hard enough it can manifest things. So, for instance, you know, if you look at it religiously, and we're not going to choose a religion, I'm just saying people have faith in their God. It's just the power of our minds and the way our brains work is so incredible. I don't even think we realize that we're capable of doing these things.
No, I think, and that's why I'm so into conspiracies, legends, monsters, aliens. Like the people that look at this planet and look at each other and like, this is it. Once you're dead, that's it. Come on, man. I mean, do you really believe that? Like the infinite cosmos goes on forever. And if we are it, then how special does that make us? You know,
Right.
Unbelievably special. And we're sitting here blowing it by killing and hating and, you know, Kim Kardashian. And I mean, like, come on, man.
Let's get some more rules.
Yeah, get it together, mankind. Like, put our big boy pants on.
Exactly. So we're touching. So we talked about Velisca, Malvern. Now you just mentioned. I can't wrap my. I know Inez is like the most prominent, I guess, entity spirit that is talked about. I have not watched your last season of Johnny Hauser Verse, so I can't speak to anything that recently went on.
How dare what? I can't believe it.
But I can't wrap my head around a girl that young committing suicide. What is your opinion on that?
You know, it's obviously sad that
1,000%.
you know, kids should just play and have fun and laugh, but unfortunately, and especially in today's world, they're plagued with all kinds of things that we couldn't even imagine. But I was wondering about that, and I was actually in Inez's room, and I said, Inez, if you're here, if you're a child that was once alive and you killed yourself and now you're haunting this room, and I put my flashlight on the desk, and I said, move that flashlight in 3, 2, 1, and the thing moved, like probably half an inch. I was like, wow, you know.
I'm getting goosies.
Yeah, you know, and it just made me really sad. And I used to go into the locations and get loud and do whatever it took, and sometimes I still will, you know, just trying anything I can think of. But anymore, I just think like, these are just people, and everybody wants their story to be told. So maybe I'm just here to tell their stories for them. And maybe more will come out with Inez. With Malvern, I think that there is so much in that place with, I think Josh said there was like 180 deaths tied into that place at the time.
Well, it was correct me if I'm wrong, at one point a mental health care facility to some extent.
Yeah, it was in the time of the axe murders. It was a motel. So
Okay.
if the axe murderer rode in on a train, it's quite possible he stayed at Malvern Manor the night before. Um, it was a poor farm, I believe, like nursing home, and then like a mental place. But the lady that was trying to help people would put a schizophrenic in the same room as an alcoholic, which makes for some interesting mojo happening for sure. But I also wonder if this Gracie, this lady that had a 20, I may be wrong here, 27 multiple personalities, could her multiple personalities imprint on a place? Could some of the ghosts
Absolutely.
be her personalities?
Yeah.
Interesting. Could be totally not. But I really like that idea, and I really want to kind of chase after it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But if I'm right, that would be interesting for sure.
You're making my brain work really hard. But no, it's a good thing. It's a really good thing because I really never thought about it like that. And I think I don't know if you know, I'm a psychic medium, and I think so. Like, this is gonna sound weird, which I don't